Yep. Okay. Go!
Will you hand me my screen box?
Now go.
On the record in the matter of the City of Wyandotte versus Maria Choka, 251404. And counsel, your appearance, please.
Your Honor, John Goldclaw, P. 30758 on behalf of Ms. Phil.
Thank you. Ms. Choka, please hit unmute. Ms. Choka, please hit unmute. Okay, thank you. Your name for the record, please.
America Choka, CSOKA.
All right.
Gary.
Okay, today's the date scheduled for the pretrial in this matter. And counsel?
Your Honor, for the record again, John Goldclaw, P. 30758. Your Honor, this is my first opportunity to speak with Ms. Choka. I did not do the original arraignment. And I have spoken to her this morning. Ms. Choka, please sit down. And
Ma'am?
I'm Christian. I have a religious right.
What's that?
I said I'm Christian. I have a religious right.
Okay, that's fine, but it's not exercise class, so I'm not sure why you're doing squats, so.
No, I
Okay.
said to get on my knee. I have a religious right to get on my knee. Anyway, that's all. Anyway.
Okay, all right, just a moment, please. Please make sure you're staying quiet. Thank you.
we've had some lengthy discussions regarding this matter. After discussing this matter with Ms. Choka for a period of time, initially I felt that it might be important to refer this matter for competency. However, after
Excuse
further
me?
discussion,
Ma'am, just one moment. Please let your attorney make a record.
That's not what we agreed upon in the room. We agreed upon, that I will plead guilty and then I'll be referred to probation and they will decide if I get probation or not. That's what was agreed upon.
Yes, ma'am.
and I agree.
Ma'am, your attorney wasn't finished. He's making
I
a
got on
record.
my knee because I'm religious, I'm a Christian, and I just got on my knee because I'm religious and I'm a Christian.
Ms. Choka,
That's all.
Ms. Choka. Mr. Goldpaw was simply making a record. He is not done speaking. He is getting ready to indicate what the plea is going to be. So if you could please just remain quiet so your attorney can make a record uninterrupted, please. Thank you. Counsel, you may proceed.
As I was indicating, Your Honor, and I did mention this to Ms. Choka.
Not agreeing to competence.
Ms. Choka, I've asked you, do not interrupt the record. You will have an opportunity in just a few moments. Please do not interrupt the record.
Line whistle.
Mr. Goldbaum.
Thank you, Your Honor. And so after further discussion with Ms. Choka, as well as reviewing the police reports, we did further discuss your actions on that particular day. And based on those further discussions, I determined that she did understand the reasons for these proceedings, and she did understand her constitutional rights, and was able to assist in these proceedings. So therefore, we determined to attempt to reach a plea negotiation, which we have reached with respect to the prosecutor's office. It's my understanding that Ms. Choka would plead guilty to larceny and that the open intoxicants in a parking lot would be dismissed. Further, based on this plea, there's a recommendation for probation in this matter, but that is only a recommendation. After a PSI is prepared, then the determination as to whether or not she would receive probation would be made by that department as well as this court. Knowing all of that, Ms. Choka indicated she wished to plead guilty to the larceny charge. Is that correct?
Are you asking me? Oh, are you asking me?
Yes, I am.
Oh, yes, I'm pleading guilty. I guess, you said that they would send me in, to the probation,
Okay, just a moment, ma'am, just a moment. Please raise your right hand.
mhm. Well, that's what he said. He said it would go into probation and then, they would decide, anyway.
Ms. Choka,
Mhm.
please raise your right hand.
Raise my right hand.
Yes. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I mean, yeah.
you heard the plea that was
Mhm.
placed on the record, correct?
Well, that I'm pleading guilty. He said that probation was a part of what I'm doing.
No, ma'am,
Like-
I'm not talking about probation or anything else right now. I'm making sure that you
he said that I
understand.
would be. Go ahead.
I'm making sure that you understand the plea that was placed on the record. That being that you're going to be pleading guilty to larceny and the people are moving to dismiss the open alcohol in a park.
That was nothing. That was a drink and beer because I was stressed out because,
Excuse me.
there's also a low blood sugar attack. Low blood sugar, people with low blood sugar, drink beer sometimes level their blood sugar.
Ms. Choka,
So,
Ms. Choka.
That's just the plea. I'm not sure how that's, plea. I thought the plea
Ms. Choka,
is that
Ms.
I'm
Choka.
pleading. I'm just trying to tell you what he
Excuse me.
discussed. He
No,
said that I was
ma'am.
going to probation.
Ms. Choka, stop talking, please. Stop talking. If you are unable to answer my question as I've asked it, then I'm going to not have any other option but to refer you for competency. So I need for you to establish that you do not need to be referred for competency and strictly answer only my question. Okay?
Okay.
Now, as to the plea that was placed on the record regarding your plea of guilty to count 1 of larceny, how do you plead? Guilty or not guilty?
I'm pleading guilty.
Okay. You have gone over your advice of rights with your attorney, is that correct?
Yes. And he
Okay.
said there would be probation after, like I would
No, no,
go
no,
to
no,
the probation
we're not talking about
office.
probation right now. Stop.
Stop.
Stop. Do we have to lay a factual basis and make sure
Excuse
that the
me?
plea?
They're talking in the background. Can you say that again?
We need to make sure that we are laying a factual basis and that the plea is knowing and voluntary. So I need for you to just please focus on what I'm asking you, not anything about probation right now, okay?
Okay.
You've gone over your advice of rights with your attorney, is that correct?
Yes.
You understand that by entering into a plea, you will be waiving some of those rights. Do you understand that? Ms. Choka?
Yeah.
Do you understand the rights that you have, specifically your right to have a trial? And that there are certain rights that you are going to be waiving because you are not going to have a trial and you are entering into a plea for larceny. Do you understand that?
Well, I understand. I'm pleading guilty for larceny. I don't want a trial, and excuse me, let me see, and I understand that we.
Okay. All right. So the court finds she does understand she's waiving some of her rights.
Thank you.
Do you also understand, ma'am, the possible penalty as a result of your plea?
I also understand that, we discussed, that I'll go to the probation department and that they'll be deciding from there or something like that.
Probation will make.
I mean,
If the-
department, the probation.
The probation department will make a recommendation, but this court ultimately will render sentencing. Do you understand that?
I mean, he told me that I was going into to the probation, and then they would then they will then decide from there whether I get, whether there'll be probation or not. That's what was discussed.
Okay.
That's,
All right. And so, yes, ma'am, that's partially correct, but this court is the ultimate determination as to whether or not you
Yes,
will be
ma'am.
on probation or what the sentencing will be. Do you understand that?
yes, I
Probation will,
understand.
okay, probation will make a recommendation to this court. Thus, this court is going to do immediate sentencing. But it appears as though the request is not to have immediate sentencing.
Excuse me?
And so I was just making a record, ma'am, regarding the request is to be referred to the probation department and not to be sentenced immediately.
I need to. Question.
Ma'am, what is it you're doing right now?
I'm a Christian. My religious right to, to give up me. Anyway, yes, I understand I'm pleading guilty and,
Okay. And ma'am,
Mhm.
okay, so knowing all of that, do you want to continue with your plea?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay. Has anybody promised you anything?
I have
Threatened
a
you or
question.
coerced you? Hold on, ma'am. Has
Mhm,
anybody
mhm.
promised you anything? Threatened you or coerced you in any way for you to enter into a plea?
Well, I have a question. So what happens after I plead, guilty? Mhm. Is it taken to the probation department or is it
You're going-
sentencing, or
You will
what,
be-
I didn't even say sentencing, or what happens after that?
Okay, you will be referred to the probation department, ma'am. They will conduct an investigation with you. And then you will have a sentencing date whereby this court will render sentencing. Okay?
Okay, that's, or
Okay.
can the courts today render sentencing?
Do you want the court to render sentencing today, or do you want to be referred for an investigation to probation?
Um,
Understand that if we have an immediate sentencing,
mhm.
then the court might give you probation, or the court might not give you probation. That means that the court could order you to serve time in the Wayne County Jail or in another facility. Do you understand that?
I want, well. Yes, that's them, I guess, yes, the, probation department.
She does not want,
Yes,
she
the
does not want
sentencing. Yes,
the
the sentencing.
sentencing. Okay. So, ma'am, back to my question. Has anybody promised you anything, threatened you, or coerced you in any way for you to enter into a plea today?
No,
Okay.
I did, I just wanted to, I just wanted to further discuss, this and understand whether it's sentencing or whether I'm going to the probation department.
Well, right now, we're trying to determine
Okay.
whether or not
Mhm.
you're entering into a plea knowingly and voluntarily. So again, ma'am, has anybody promised you anything for you to enter into a plea today?
I'm saying yes to sentencing then.
I'm sorry, what?
Mhm.
Yeah. Has anybody
Yes, I'm
promised you
listening.
anything? I'm
I
sorry.
was just trying to understand and, whether we're moving forward with probation or set with, for me to go to we're moving forward, with the probation or, so I can go and, have, understand what's there, or we're moving forward with sentencing.
Okay, so ma'am, you're focused very much on probation. and I need to make sure that you're focused on the
Yes to
entire
sentencing.
process. So, I'm going to ask one more time.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Has anybody promised you anything, threatened you, or coerced you in any way for you to enter into a plea?
Okay, I just want to be clear and say I want to go to the probation, to talk to the probation, I didn't mean to say talk. I'd like to go to the probation, and have them, I guess, decide from there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, the court's not going to accept the plea because the court does not,
No,
is not convinced.
no, I understand. I'm saying I'm pleading guilty. Mm-hmm.
Well, ma'am, I need
I'm
to make
pleading
sure,
guilty.
I need to make sure that you are pleading guilty voluntarily. And I've not been able to ascertain that because you are not answering my question. You're continuing to make repetitive statements regarding probation. So the court is going to.
oh my gosh.
No,
My
stop,
religious
no. In
right
fact,
to
I'm
do
muting
that.
you because you continue to interrupt the record. So I'm muting your client, counsel. The court is not going to accept the plea. The court is going to refer your client for competency. And the court will also note that I believe your client's been here before, and we had some questions maybe last time. So the court was hopeful that this time may have been different, but I believe that your client actually is to be on medication, I believe. But I think that last time she indicated something about California, if I remember correctly.
You mentioned that during our initial discussion. Know anything about California?
Well, I believe that she indicated she was something with
Some business.
acting or something out there. I'm not sure. So, we will refer your client for competency only, not criminal responsibility at this point. We need to determine her competency first. And the court's going to order bond and conditions are continued.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, the bond, when I reviewed that, was $7,500 personal, but to be referred to a Wayne County jail tethered.
To be tethered to mental health treatment through Wayne County Jail.
Has not happened.
Well, no, it has not. It's been about 11 days, it looks like.
Correct. And I believe that, and I've talked to her about that, and nothing's happened. So I hope that can be followed up on.
Yes, so, I made a note, counsel, regarding following up, regarding your client's placement in treatment. However, given that your client is being referred for competency.
I
don't know if
understand that I haven't been
affects it.
coerced. I understand that.
Excuse me, ma'am. I didn't have you on mute for a reason. I'm keeping you muted. Do not unmute. Do not unmute.
I understand that I haven't been coerced.
Counsel, I'm going to
Not
remove your
listening
client
to me.
because she's continuing to violate this court's order and not.
I understand.
unmute. So I'm continuing without your client.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'm not going to have her continue to interrupt these proceedings. So, I don't know if based upon this court's referral for competency, that affects your client being placed in treatment or not. So, but I will just make a note to follow up with that, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. You have a good day.
You have got to be kidding me. What is going on today? This is a joke. Jay is absolutely needs an interpreter.
I need an interpreter when I cannot express myself sometimes.
Oh my God, sir, put that cigarette out. I don't give a crap that you are outside of this. What is wrong with everybody today? You know what, Mystery? We're going to start bringing people in person. He's going to learn how to act in a courtroom.
Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Ma'am? Ma'am? Can you hear it? Okay.
Come and go, so
I'm
let this feeling
sitting up here. I'm the one that needs a drink.